Hello, my name is Michael Vane, and I'm an artist and author in Virginia. Welcome to my channel. Due to the limitations of storage space and the size of YouTube videos, I thought it would be best to split my intro video into two parts, with this part concentrating on the reasons why I chose to become a writer in the first place. I think the reasons for writing and the process by which it takes place is likely as individual as the writers themselves. So I thought I'd share a little bit of an insight into why I chose that particular career. The desire to write manifested itself fairly early in my life, and I can remember thinking about becoming a writer as early as around 12 years old. Although I never considered it seriously, it was one of those thoughts that I had that I entertained for the future. And during that time, I did make small attempts at writing, and originally I wanted to be a comic book writer and artist. And uh, so my artwork and my writing were concentrated in that direction for a while. But as children often do, I shifted my focus and my attentions elsewhere. And even in high school, I was given a lot of support by both my grandparents and my teachers in terms of my writing, but I didn't consider it seriously until much later in my life. At that point, I was pursuing an artistic career, but rather than take a full scholarship opportunity at the Maryland Institute College of Art, I ended up basically marrying right out of high school. So by the age of 22, I was raising two little girls by myself. And during those early years, I took a variety of jobs to support my family. And during that time, I was actually inspired to write what would later on become my first novel. This began as an idea for a short story, and through time it would become something much larger, but I was not aware of it at that time. I did make several attempts at writing over the years, but earning a living and my artistic pursuits always took precedence. Although I did write the occasional story mainly for pleasure. And these weren't necessarily in the horror or suspense category. I wrote on a number of different topics, whatever pleased me at the time, including just a bunch of goofy stuff that I wrote just for laughs. Um, then in 2002, everything in my life changed, including my career opportunities and the physicality of my life itself. Um, I suffered a severe car accident while traveling to Virginia. Um, the vehicle in which I was a passenger was struck in the rear by a speeding van after we had been run off into the median by a tractor trailer. And coming back onto the highway onto I-64, we were struck in the rear, and the SUV flipped over four times before it began to roll. And I was ejected through the sunroof in front of the vehicle onto the pavement, where I pretty much just bounced in the air and came down and ran out of the way, which is why at that time, I was the only known survivor of a forward ejection by two insurance companies. Suffered a number of injuries through this that I was not aware at the time, and basically that event made it impossible for me to walk for the next 4 years without being in extreme pain. And so I suffered chronic pain and neuropathy and PTSD and a number of other things as a result of this. So during my recovery, that was when I first started thinking about writing as more as a means of therapy and to treat the PTSD and for pain management than I did anything else. But that idea solidified over time. Um, the idea that I had had years before had never totally left me. It was the only story that had ever stuck with me that long and kept within me the desire to finish it into a finished product. So I began researching different aspects of the story, And the more I thought about it and the more research I did on the various aspects of what I would need to write this, the longer it became. So over the next couple years, I finally managed to hammer out a first draft. Um, then over a dozen full rewrites later and unknown number of edits, I felt I had a story that was finally worthy of print. I did try the conventional publishing route, but this became quickly very frustrating for me. It wasn't due to a lack of perseverance or necessarily even the quality of the story, um, but really the simple fact is that I'm something of a control freak when it comes to my own creativity and ideas, and I did not want to have to relinquish any kind of control to anyone. I'm very particular about fonts and formatting and covers, mainly because I not only have a writing side to me, but also I had more experience through the years in graphic arts and photography and other things. So I felt that I had the experience necessary to be able to do the work myself, so I did. That way I don't have to blame anybody else for any mistakes that may happen along the way. With the benefit that I also didn't have to hand over the rights to any aspect of my work to any corporation or individual unless I felt it was in my best interest. Of course, this means I also have to do my own marketing, and if there's any aspect of my career that I feel uh, is the weak point in my game, that would be it. So this and other videos are, of course, an attempt to rectify that. I'm a working single father still. I now have a 10-year-old child that I'm trying my best to take care of. Um, so I don't have the conventional budget for advertising that a lot of people would. So this is one avenue that I felt I could bring my work to the world. Regardless of its success, however, I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon. Since my first book, I have released two other works. The first was a collection of novellas and short stories that I wrote during a difficult period of my life several years ago. And that was followed by a story that I became inspired to write while writing my first novel. And through the course of time, I now have notes and outlines for at least 20 more books. And being the kind of person I am, I won't allow myself to stop until they all see print. So I hope that if you like my work, that you'll stay with me and let me know. Until next time, take care.